What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Rivian. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's really causing it to go up as much as it is today, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, it is up 4.12%, so kind of outpacing a lot of the other EVs. So Lucid is up 2.8, Tesla's up 2.3, and then you do have, Polestar as well, up 1.4. So all in all, Rivian is doing rather well, despite there being no official news associated to Rivian today, no SEC filings, as you can kind of see. So it's just piggybacking off of the broader market, which based on this, so 𝗪𝗧𝗛 did say that politics won't influence the Fed's monetary policy choice. And so this instantly is correlating with more optimism to rate cuts. So based on even yesterday when I did videos, it was at roughly, I think, 57. So right now, for the September 18th meeting, Fed meeting, there is now a 61.1% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. And even this has gone up. It was at, I think, 5.9. So now it is at 6.6% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. As I've said in the past, literally the only thing that the market cares about right now is interest rate cuts. And of course, that is the whole EV sector is very sensitive to interest rate cuts, so that is a good catalyst. So all in all, despite there being no official news, Rivian is going up quite significantly. And plus, on a side note, Rivian is bouncing off of a very strong support, and so that's also aiding in it going up. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then there's actually one additional thing that did come out today, and that was a new analyst rating. So $10 price target, Barclays, Dan, who does have a 40% success rating. So they just see a lot of upside coming for Rivian in the foreseeable future. And I think they did cite, just broader weakening. So I think overall he did lower his price target, but still $10 it's okay, I guess, given the circumstances. As a consensus, $13.56 is anticipated, and that is a 26% upside from these levels. So most likely in my next Rivian video, though, I'll be kind of talking on Q2 numbers and what analysts are expecting as far as earnings per share, revenue, and everything like that, because this is the last week that ultimately is in Q2. So again, I'm going to go over what analysts are expecting from Rivian at least. So stay tuned for that video. Aside from that though, there's one additional thing that is coming out today. It's not new information, but Rivian is having their Rivian 2024 Investor Day. So that is on the 27th at 8 a.m. Central. So yeah, I don't really know much what to expect from this, but needless to say, I think that is a pretty good thing. Again, no real reason to buy Rivian because of this, nor sell, but I feel like Rivian is very good at marketing. So they wouldn't be doing this unless they had some good surprise up their sleeve. That's just how I see it, at least. Moving on, talking on options and data points and shorts. Right now, shorts are increasing 102,000 shares. 18.5% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 131.02 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is 66.96%, and then short score is 74.73. And then of course, as you can kind of see, cost to borrow average is 1.2. Shorts have started to get back into Rivian as well as the whole EV sector because of just a lot of fears and whatever, because just looking at some of the latest articles, you're having a lot of analysts now saying that there's kind of a slowdown underway, and there is some data to kind of match that. But on the flip side, there's also data to indicate that we could potentially go higher. So I think it's just all speculation at this stage. So let me know your guys' thoughts if you think that there is a broader slowdown underway, or do you think that a lot of these analysts are just looking for clout or just their 2 seconds of fame? What's your thoughts? Moving on, looking at options, the market's only been open 30 minutes, so take that into consideration, but 1.04 million in calls, 401,000 in puts. Sentiment-wise though, 45% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish, and of the call options, there's a consensus for it to be above or between that 11 to 11.50 by the end of this Friday, so pretty good continuation of that run. And then looking at puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub roughly around $9. It seems to be all over the place, but yeah, roughly between like $8.50 and $9. So more of a further breakdown. And like I said, that probably is correlated with maybe people anticipating that the next strong support is to break. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. These are some of the transactions that have occurred so far within the first 30 minutes of the trading day on the secondary market. So you do have one big one, so 2.09 million. Even aside from that, Friday after hours, you have a lot of big transactions. So 75.1 million, 3.08, and many others. So institutions are really paying attention to Rivian, and Friday was a quadruple witching day, so that obviously had some volume associated to that. And this whole week, like I said, with it being the last week in Q2, you're no doubtably going to see a continuation of this buying happening, because institutions are going to be buying Rivian to kind of adjust within their ETFs and whatever. So I think that's going to be a fairly good thing for Rivian, and hopefully be able to propel it higher. Right now with it at $10.78 though, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So $10.63 is a very strong support, and then on the flip side, $11.89 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. So given the momentum, I feel like that is going to be touched today. Whether it stays above that or not, I don't think there's enough in the market right now. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But on the actual chart itself, it is definitely doing fairly well. It's fighting to kind of push back into the higher percentile. So most likely that will be touched tomorrow. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is going to be more technical driven days. So Rivian bouncing off of a very strong support, as you can kind of see what happened on Friday and essentially today as well. So that 1030 range, this is where you are going to see hopefully more of a push higher as a byproduct of that, because even looking at stochastic, you do see it very oversold. So with the, I guess, kind of increase in optimism for rate cuts, hopefully that should really incentivize institutions to buy over and above what they're already doing. That's attributed to kind of rebalancing for ETFs. And looking at stochastic though, you do see a bearish deviation, so red line above the white. Number of retail investors oddly haven't been doing anything over this last little bit. So if you are one of those retail investors that kind of been holding off on buying or potentially selling, why are you holding off? And so potentially, yeah, it's kind of interesting. That hasn't really occurred for a while now. And so hopefully, like I said, tomorrow you'll see a transition into the higher percentile, but probably there won't be enough to get above this 100-day moving average unless there is specific news associated to Rivian itself that could propel it higher. But I don't really anticipate Rivian to put out any substantial pieces of news prior to investor day. So maybe we just have to wait and see on June the 27th to see exactly what they do say and maybe what they plan on releasing. So let me know your thoughts on Rivian. I think all in all, a lot of the data points are very optimistic and bullish, as is the broader market associated to, once again, rate cuts. That seems to be all what anyone and their dog cares about. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.